Well, so good evening, and this here is a closer look at the Romulan drone ship, a drone ship that has been seen, I believe, only in 2 episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, and excuse me, and that's it. I don't think it's been seen in anything else, but the design does really stand out for me. I am a fan of this design. It's an unmanned drone ship with got its own weapons, but it's unmanned. It's basically can be controlled from very far, as we see in that episode. It was an advanced experimental attack starship described as a marauder and developed by the Romulans in the 22nd century. That's 2150s, okay, somewhere around that time. Here you go, closer look at it. And there were at least two of them, two prototypes of the vessel were built. It was a modified warbird with its propulsion systems and command circuitry largely identical to the typical warbird warship of that era. Okay, the bridge consoles were still present, and if you can remember that particular episode, you see Trip Tucker and Malcolm Reed, they gained access to the ship and they actually found themselves on the bridge. It was, of course, quite small compared to the NX Enterprise. And they could remotely control it from by an ANR pilot. So, if you remember the albino-looking Andorians in those episodes that you can see, and they were the ones who were basically controlling it because their minds were pretty far more advanced than anyone else. Two Romulan officers would always oversee the operations, and it was of special interest to the Romulan Senate. So, that's some of the information that we have. It was given the task of destabilizing potential political alliances between Earth and the Andorians and the Tellarites. So, the formation of the Federation was something that the Romulan Empire was not particularly interested with, and they wanted to see what they could do to stop that happening. So it had a multispectral emitter system which, when activated, allowed the ship to assume the appearance of nearly any other vessel, so it could disguise itself, of course. That always comes in handy. And the drone ship's disruptors used triphasic emitters which would mimic the weapon signature of a wide range of other ships, from Andorian particle cannons and Tellarite disruptors to Starfleet's phase cannons. So that's pretty unique. All the abilities that this ship had, it was, and it tried to provoke a war between the Andorians and the Tellarites. Sorry about those dings that you hear. That's obviously from my Facebook account. So it tried to destroy the Andorians, that's Shran's warship, the Kumari, in the guise of a Tellarite vessel, and then by attacking the vessel carrying the Tellarite ambassador. This time it posed as an Andorian warship. So, using those tactics to try and create a huge rift between those two alien races. Romulans later threatened to draw the humans and potentially their allies, the Vulcans, into the conflict, but in the end it didn't work out, and these four races would go on to start the what would later be known as the Federation. They also launched a second drone ship, which was used in the combination with the first to attack the Enterprise, but both drone ships were destroyed when an ANR used Enterprise's telepresence unit to interfere, asking the pilot, her brother Gareb, to stop his attack. Realizing his sister was on board the ship he was attacking, Gareb was strong enough to overcome the Romulans' control and had the two drone ships attack and destroy each other, thereby putting a stop to that particular Romulan's attempt to destabilize the region. So it was only seen, it was actually seen in 3 episodes. That's Babel 1, in ENT United, and the ANR. So that's basically what we know about. There's quite a bit more about it, perhaps, but that's more than it. So that's been a closer look at the drone ship that the Romulans tried to destabilize the area. She is a pretty good looking design. So that's her in a nutshell. Thank you, and I will